Last week I posted a couple silly fish videos I took while out doing coral restoration, and they actually ended up going viral and have since gotten about 50 million views, and my inbox is full of people asking me, how did I get into coral restoration? And the answer might surprise some people, because I actually don't have a background in marine biology at all. My education and professional life was civil engineering. I worked as a civil engineer for about 10 years in Southern California before I started to ask myself the question of, is this really what I want to do for the rest of my life? The only thing I ever really felt lit up about was scuba diving, travel, and being on the ocean. So I started to save up money and created a plan to leave my career. One day, I met a guy online who asked if I wanted to sail around the world with him. I met him in person once and then quit my job the next day. We ended up spending the next 2 years sailing together throughout Mexico and the South Pacific, and that was the first time that I'd ever really seen coral reefs up close. And I was obsessed. We ended up splitting up in Fiji, and I didn't want to stop traveling. So I found a sailboat that needed help in Malaysia, and that's what brought me to Southeast Asia. I helped on the boat for a couple of months, but realized what I wanted to do more was scuba diving. I found out about an organization in Borneo called the Tropical Resource and Conservation Center, and that was my first glimpse into conservation diving. I ended up joining the track booth at the Malaysia Dive Expo, and we were sat right next to another conservation group called Gaia 1 Restoration, and they were offering a 4-week coral restoration course through Ocean Gardener. So I signed up for that and ended up loving it. We spent 4 weeks learning coral ID, diving every day, planting corals, maintaining nurseries, and I was hooked. And I ended up spending a lot of time at Gaia 1 and visiting some of the other Ocean Gardener nurseries in Indonesia. I continued my coral education through some of the Ocean Gardener courses and tried to help out just as much as possible. Eventually, the founder of Ocean Gardener introduced me to the owners of Murex Resorts, which was one of their very first resort partners here in North Sulawesi. And they needed help with their coral project, so that's what brought me here. When I left my career, I didn't really have any idea exactly where I would end up, but I just kind of followed my curiosities and feel like I've gotten really lucky with some of the opportunities that I've been able to have. So if you're really interested in coral conservation or getting involved in this type of diving, follow along and I'll try to share a little bit more about my journey and how you can get involved.